Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike from 1AAuto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And next time you need parts for your vehicle, think of 1AAuto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're going to show you how to replace the alternator in this 2005 GMC Savana 2500 with the 6-liter V8 engine. And the tools you're going to need for this are a 10mm and a 15mm socket and ratchet, a flat blade screwdriver, and a pry bar. First thing that you're going to want to do is just remove your negative cable from the battery. So use a 10mm socket and ratchet to just loosen up that bolt and pull the cable off the battery. Now you just want to remove these two 10mm bolts that secure the air intake box, and we'll just fast forward as he does this. Okay, now disconnect the harness to the air intake box. Set it aside. And then you want to use a flat blade screwdriver to just loosen up this clamp. With the clamp loosened up, you should be able to just lift and pull out your air intake box. Now using a flat blade screwdriver, loosen up the clamp on this part of the air intake. And once that's loosened up, you should be able to just pull that up and out. Now you want to remove your radiator overflow bottle. Just remove the 10mm bolt that holds it in place. And then it'll just lift up and pull out, and you just want to set that aside.
15.
Now that you can see the serpentine belt, you want to use a 15mm socket and ratchet and place it on the tensioner pulley, and you just want to push that down and it'll loosen up the belt and you'll be able to pull it off the alternator. Now what you want to do is there's two 15mm bolts on the front of the alternator, and you just want to remove those. We'll fast forward as he does that. Now to get the alternator out, it is in there pretty good. You want to just use a pry bar, pry up underneath it, and eventually it'll break free from there. See, he's got that side, walk around to the other side, pry up that side. Once it's up and out of there, just pull it out, and then on the back you'll see that there is a little rubber cover. And what you want to do is you just want to pull back that cover, and there's a 10mm bolt under there, as you can see right there. We'll just fast forward as he removes that. Now you just want to lift that wire up and off of your alternator, and then pry up that harness right there. You want to start by putting that wire back on. So pull back the rubber cap there and replace the wire and replace that nut. And we'll fast forward as he tightens that up. Next thing you want to do, you want to take the harness and plug it back into place on the alternator. Okay, so to put your alternator into position, you want to just push down one end and then try to swing and hit the other end down in. Now to help out, you can see he's using a flat blade screwdriver in the hole to try to pry it downwards a little bit. And with enough moving around, eventually you will get it into a spot where you can actually get a bolt in there. It does take a little bit of time, but it will go. Once you get one bolt in there, you can now pry from that side and it'll line up the hole on the other side, so you can push that bolt in as well. And we'll just fast forward as he tightens those bolts up. Okay, so here's the belt diagram for the van, and I included this just in case if for some reason the belt slips off one of these pulleys, you know what order it goes in, you know if it goes above it or below it. It kind of helps out. You can just use this as a reference point if you need it. Now with the belt in place, you want to put that 15mm socket on the tensioner, and you want to push down on that, and that'll allow you to align the belt on all of the pulleys. Make sure you have it in place, and then you just want to tighten the tensioner back up. Okay, now just take that part of your intake and put it back down. Put it into position and just use a flat blade screwdriver to tighten up the clamp. Now you can reinstall your air intake box. You can see there's two holes there. They line up with the two pegs on the van. And you just want to feed that down in there. Get it into position. And then using a flat blade screwdriver, you just want to tighten up that clamp where it connects. And you can see there he actually loosened up the part of the intake he put in before this. He loosened it up just so he could angle it and push this part down. And then you just want to tighten both those clamps back up if you have to do that. Okay, we'll just fast forward here. You want to put in those 10mm bolts that secure the air intake box and reconnect the harness. And then you want to realign your radiator overflow bottle, put it into position, and replace the 10mm bolt in that. And now you can just reconnect your negative cable back to your battery.
We hope this helps you out. Brought to you by www.oneauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.